Part 3. Whisper in the Wind. The wind howled through the ruins of the ghost town as Jonathan moved on, the eerie atmosphere still clinging to him like a second skin. He kept his senses sharp. Every sound and movement in the strange land of Ashen'tall seemed to hold a secret, a hidden threat. The land was vast, with twisted trees and jagged rocks dotting the horizon, and the sky remained an ominous gray, heavy with the promise of more mysteries to come. As he walked, Jonathan began to hear it. A voice, soft and almost ethereal, carried on the wind. It wasn't like the ghostly whispers from the town. This voice was different, deliberate. It seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere all at once, guiding his steps through the desolate terrain. Jonathan paused, his hand instinctively moving to the revolver at his side. He listened closely, straining to catch the words that floated just beyond his grasp. "Over here." The voice was faint, barely audible, but it was enough to make Jonathan's heart skip a beat. He turned slowly, his eyes scanning the horizon for any sign of life. The landscape remained empty, but the voice persisted, growing stronger with each passing moment. "Who's there?" Jonathan called out, his voice cutting through the stillness. There was no immediate reply, but the voice came again, clearer this time, with an almost musical quality. "This way. Follow me." Something in the tone of the voice compelled him to move forward, though every instinct told him to be cautious. Jonathan followed the voice, his boots crunching on the dry, cracked ground as he ventured deeper into the unknown. After what felt like an eternity, he came upon a figure standing amidst the ruins of what had once been a small settlement. The figure was a woman, her posture relaxed, yet there was a sharpness in her eyes that suggested she was not someone to be underestimated. She wore a long, weathered coat that fluttered in the wind, and her dark hair framed a face that was both striking and unreadable. "You must be Jonathan," the woman said, her voice unmistakably the one he had heard on the wind. There was a confidence in her tone that suggested she knew more about him than she let on. Jonathan tensed, his hand still hovering near his revolver. "And you are?" She smiled, though it didn't reach her eyes. "Nina Kane. Some call me Whisper. I've been expecting you." "Expecting me?" Jonathan frowned. He didn't like the idea of being known before he'd even introduced himself. "How do you know who I am?" Nina, or Whisper as she seemed to prefer, took a step closer, her gaze unwavering. "I know many things, Jonathan. I make it my business to know what others do not. You're not the first to wander into Ashen'tall, and you won't be the last. But you're different." "Different how?" Jonathan asked, his wariness growing. He wasn't sure whether to trust her, but something told him that she might be more of an ally than an enemy. For now, at least. Whisper's smile widened, but it still held that edge of mystery. "That's something you'll have to discover for yourself. But I can help you navigate this place. Ashen'tall is not kind to those who walk it alone." Jonathan considered her words. He had felt the dangers of this land from the moment he arrived. The ghosts of the past, the twisted landscapes, and now this enigmatic woman. Everything pointed to a place filled with secrets and peril. "Why should I trust you?" "Trust." Whisper tilted her head slightly, as if amused by the question. "That's not something I ask for lightly. But know this. I have no reason to harm you. If I wanted you dead, we wouldn't be having this conversation." It wasn't exactly a reassuring answer, but Jonathan had encountered worse in his past life. He decided to play along, at least until he could figure out more about her intentions. "All right, Whisper. What do you want?" "Want?" she echoed, her voice softening slightly. "I want to survive, same as you. This land is dangerous, and there are forces at work that neither of us fully understand. But together, well, we might stand a chance." Jonathan studied her for a long moment. There was something about her, something that made him think she knew more than she was saying. But he also knew that he couldn't face whatever awaited him in Ashen'tall alone. "Fine. I'll take your help. But I'm keeping my eyes open." "Smart man," Whisper replied. her tone approving. Come on. There's much you need to learn, and not a lot of time to do it. As she turned to lead him deeper into the ruins, Jonathan felt a strange sense of unease settle over him. He had no idea what he was getting himself into. But one thing was clear. Ashen'tall was a land where nothing was as it seemed, and he would need all the help he could get. Only time would tell, but Jonathan knew one thing for certain. Ashen'tall was full of secrets, and if he wanted to survive, he would have to uncover them all. If you like this epic saga and would love more, like and subscribe.